Right now, investigators are reviewing personnel files inside the Madison Catholic Diocese, what they are looking for straight ahead.
And on this last day of school for the Madison School District, why it's a bittersweet one for a well-known crossing guard.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 10.
And thanks for joining us tonight. The Catholic Diocese of Madison will voluntarily undergo a full review of its clergy personnel files for evidence of sexual abuse.
They announced the move today. Amy Reed joins us now to explain what the diocese hopes to accomplish. Amy?
This was something the late Bishop Robert Morlino encouraged all dioceses to do. After his death last fall, the clergy continued with his request, hiring a private firm to investigate them. But not everyone is hopeful this will be enough to get past decades of mistrust.
For decades, allegations of child sexual abuse by Catholic clergy has surrounded the church. The Diocese of Madison wants to make that right.
First is about continuing to build trust. I think even worldwide, trust in the system, trust in bishops, trust in even cardinals, and at every level has been broken. And so we want to continue building trust.
Today, the diocese announced they've hired an independent security and investigation firm to review clergy personnel records dating back to 1946 for any evidence of sexual abuse. They said names with credible allegations against them will be made public.
There seems to be a lack of transparency out there, a lack of openness, and we want to reaffirm that we take those things seriously.
The diocese said the investigator with the Texas-based firm leading the review is a previous FBI agent who investigated both the Oklahoma City bombing and 9/11. But the organization Survivors Network of Those Abused by Priests doesn't back this decision, saying an investigation should be done by the state attorney general or district attorney. In a statement to us, the Catholic Church has already shown that it's incapable of policing itself. We would be much more confident in an independent review of the records conducted by the professionals of law enforcement. Current open investigations into local clergy will be put on hold, including one with William Nolan, a former Fort Atkinson and Madison priest who awaits trial in September.
While this investigation was something Bishop Morlino wanted, the diocese has already asked the incoming bishop his stance on it, and they said he's in full support.
Today, U.S. Catholic bishops have voted to create a new national sex abuse hotline. The system would field allegations accusing bishops of committing abuse or covering it up. It's supposed to be operating within a year and would be run by an independent entity. The hotline would take complaints by telephone and through an online link. New tonight, Madison police have released this photo of a man who is suspected in an attempted homicide investigation. Police say he's one of two involved in an armed home invasion and attempted homicide that happened early yesterday on McKenna Boulevard. During the fight, the victim suffered a graze wound to the head.
Taking a look outside tonight, a dreary evening with off and on showers, but that will be clearing overnight ahead of a little warm up by the weekend. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield has our first alert forecast.
Charlotte, we got the sunshine back in some spots across southwestern Wisconsin just in time to get some glorious sunsets tonight in spots. As I mentioned, the clouds stuck around for others, and the rain sticking around for only a few of us. Generally, this system is moving out, still seeing those showers closer to Milwaukee, but I don't think that rain will be very long lasting. I think it should wrap up in the next 30 minutes or so. Madison, we've already seen that rain wrap up for the most part on the WISC-TV Skycam. Temperatures right now are in the mid-50s. It will be cool overnight with those clearing skies. And I think those highs tomorrow will be back into the upper 60s, closer to 70 degrees, with plenty of sunshine back with us. Maybe a little bit on the breezy side at times, but not bad overall. A big improvement compared to what we experienced today. We'll talk about how long that sunshine will last in your first alert forecast in just a few minutes.
Dave, thanks. More vehicles are being stolen across Madison.
Just last month, according to the police department, there were 36 stolen vehicle reports, which is a 33% increase from last year. Chief Mike Koval says 25 of those 36 stolen vehicles had keys left in them or easily accessible, and 6 of the stolen vehicles were unlocked and running at the time. In total this year, 186 cars were reported stolen, an increase of 17%. New dash cam video tonight showing a chase between police and a 27-year-old Kenosha man that reached speeds of upwards of 130 miles per hour. This happened over the weekend in Mount Pleasant. Police say the man driving hit a police car earlier in the night. There were multiple attempts to stop the car, which were unsuccessful. It only came to an end when the driver got stuck in a dead end.
A House committee has voted to hold Attorney General William Barr and Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross in contempt of Congress. This is after both of them failed to comply with subpoenas for documents related to the decision to add a citizenship question to the 2020 census. The Democratic-controlled House Oversight Committee voted 24-15 today to advance the contempt measures. The vote marks an escalation of Democratic efforts to use their House majority to aggressively investigate the inner workings of President Trump's administration. And former White House Communications Director Hope Hicks will testify before the House Judiciary Committee. It is expected to happen next week in a closed session. Lawmakers plan to ask her both about her time at the White House as well as during the campaign. Hicks was subpoenaed last month as part of a wide-ranging probe into possible obstruction of justice, corruption, and abuse of power.
Ceremonies are underway tonight, marking the 3rd anniversary of the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando, Florida. Governor Ron DeSantis and his wife toured the memorial this afternoon, laying flowers for the victims. The 2016 attack claimed 49 lives and injured more than 50 others. The shooter was killed by police after an hours-long standoff. 6 suspects have been detained in the Dominican Republic in the shooting of former Boston Red Sox star David Ortiz. Authorities say Ortiz was the target of a nearly $8,000 hit job. Prosecutors say the gunman who shot the retired Boston Red Sox player in the back at a bar is in custody, along with several other suspects. The city of Sun Prairie says it will be hosting a remembrance ceremony next month, marking the 1-year anniversary of the deadly natural gas explosion that claimed the life of firefighter Captain Corey Barr. On Wednesday, July 10th, the city says all community members are welcome to attend as an opportunity to acknowledge the various organizations whose efforts kept the community safe and assisted in the aftermath and recovery. It will be held at Fire Station 1 starting at 6 o'clock and wrapping up around 7.
Madison Metro Transit is upgrading hundreds of bus stops, and it could impact property near your home. Last month, you'll recall we told you about the Madison woman who was shocked to find her yard had been dug up as city crews put in a new bus pad. The city says it has learned from the mistake and is letting any and all homeowners affected know via mail this week. Within the next 5 years, 460 stops will undergo construction. To find out where they're going in, head to our website, channel3000.com. Another scare today at Chicago's Willis Tower, formerly the Sears Tower, when a layer of the sky deck cracked under a visitor's feet. That's 103 stories above the ground. The Willis Tower says it was the protective layer that splintered, which is the very same thing that happened back in 2014. That top layer cracked on the same ledge window.
Funeral services will be Sunday for Madison firefighter Todd Mahoney. His colleagues say they are hurting tonight following his unexpected death this week. He was found unresponsive in the Lake Mendota area Sunday as he competed in the swimming portion of the half Ironman and died in the hospital yesterday. He was 38 and lived in Reedsburg with his wife and 3 boys, all under the age of 11. Fire officials spoke today about Mahoney's passion for the fire service and described him as a health enthusiast who was in good shape and had been preparing for the competition.
I mean, we always want to try to find a reason why for closure, but really there's doctors couldn't give us a reason why this happened, so that makes it even that much harder to kind of comprehend.
There are still many questions about cause of death as he didn't have a known medical condition. The sheriff's office and medical examiner are still investigating.
It was the last day of school for many area students, including those in the Madison School District. While the kids said their goodbyes for the year, a Madison crossing guard said goodbye to the students for the very last time. Jamie Perez shares his story.
He's the guy everyone knows.
Yes, indeed.
One neighbors recognize.
Waves the hand all the time to every car that comes along, and they wave back and honk.
Friendly, he treats people the way he wants to be treated. He has a lot of dignity in class.
Kern Blocker is out here every school day, rain or shine.
Have a good afternoon, ladies.
You too. For the last 7 years, he's put in countless hours at this spot.
How many 365 days in a year? I'm not going to even attempt.
Waving at every car that passes.
Thank you.
And befriending everyone who he helps cross the street.
Okay, walk it. Okay, you are on TV right now. Give them your best smile.
He's become part of the community.
Okay, have a good one.
A community that has something so good, it's hard to say goodbye.
Thank you, fellas. All right.
You guys say thank you?
All right.
Kern was hoping to make it 10 years, doing this day in and day out.
I'm going to miss this place, without a doubt. I am going to miss this job.
But for reasons that may not be evident when you see him, Kern only made it to 7.
It wasn't a hard decision. When it comes down to your health, I had no choice.
Time has worn on his hips, heart, and knee. After putting so much of himself into this, it was time for him to wave his last goodbye.
Thing I will not miss, rising up every morning at 4:30. I will not miss that.
Of course, his spirits have always been in the right place, out here on the streets and even at home.
It's so gratifying to know that I have been blessed all these years to have such a wonderful husband.
His wife of 53 years, Stella, said Kern is so passionate about his job.
Oh, he loves it.
But after 7 years, she's happy to have him home.
Yes, always.
And while the community is sad to see him go, they were sure to give him a proper goodbye.
Thank you much. Thank you much.
We don't have anywhere to put him, but
That's all right.
Kern will still be around, not doing this anymore, but instead working on his other passion, art.
You can't ask for anything better than that.
Kern may have helped his last pedestrian cross the road, but he will always have a place in this community.
He's an asset to our neighborhood, so we are going to miss him.
He's getting to feel like a celebrity.
In Madison.
There'll be a replacement come next year. Debbie will do just fine.
Jamie Perez.
Hey, thanks so much.
News 3 Now.
All right.
Thank you.
Always a lot of goodbyes at the end of the school year. Now, Kern still plans to sell some of his artwork at events around the community.
Still ahead tonight, we've got some good news from AAA that may impact your summer travel plans.
Plus, it has become a Madison favorite why Greenbush Bakery is being forced to pick up and move shop and what'll be taking its place. That story when we come back.
Welcome back. West Side residents will soon have to get their Greenbush donuts under a new roof.
That's right. The bakery announcing it'll move out of its West Side location to a new home. That's the original site of the bakery that opened 23 years ago. Now, Rocky Rococo's next door wanted to expand its space, but don't worry, Greenbush is simply moving just down the street underneath the Regent Apartments on Regent Street, moving to a location close to the original. Well, that was intentional.
We feel like we're a staple in Madison. I feel like everybody in Madison knows or heard of Greenbush Bakery. That was a big thing for us for looking at a new location, was we still wanted to be a part of the UW campus and this neighborhood down here.
Greenbush hoping for a seamless transition. It will remain open at its current location through the end of August and opening at the new location September 1st. Carlson says they'll be offering new features at the new place, including additional parking, some indoor seating, and more ways to watch donut production.
The state is giving Madison a little boost today in the redevelopment process of the former Oscar Mayer site. The Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation awarded the city a $250,000 grant. So far, the building that was previously a garage and mechanics shop has been split into suites for 4 different tenants. Retail and commercial space will be added there next. The redevelopment plans also include improvements for the surrounding community, like a bus rapid transit system and a neighborhood business district. Good news for your summer travel plans. Experts are forecasting a huge drop in gas prices. According to AAA, the national average currently stands at $2.72 a gallon, and prices have been falling steadily for several weeks now. One analyst says U.S. drivers could be paying less than $2.50 for a gallon in the next few months.
U.S. Postal Service unveiling a new Forever stamp today, honoring the late former President George H.W. Bush. Today would have been his 95th birthday. The stamp officially dedicated at the Bush Presidential Center down in College Station, Texas. Members of the Bush family attended the event.
Meteorologist Dave Caulfield joins us now with a look at your forecast.
I think my son had the right idea about today. He was napping like a boss for much of the day because it was just, it wasn't great outside. We'll just say that, with the rain showers around, even some funnel clouds being reported, thunderstorms, much cooler than normal, about 15 degrees cooler than we typically are for this time of June. 62 in Madison, 64 in Monroe. Some of us stuck in the 50s for highs as we went into this afternoon, and that rain cooled air was basically around all day, kind of really dampening our temperatures for the day. Doppler track showing a lot of that rain has moved out or moved to the east. Spots like Milwaukee and along the lakeshore still getting some of those light to moderate showers, and maybe some redevelopment trying to form across eastern Dane County, but I really think any shower activity will be out of here in the next 30 minutes to an hour or so. We could see the larger system, a cold front and low pressure system, came through. A lot of spin in the atmosphere today. That was the reason for some of those funnel clouds that formed, especially near the low levels of the atmosphere, and we had cold air aloft as well. Check out this time lapse though. The sun came out just in time in Platteville and across the west side of Madison to create this absolutely gorgeous sunset on our Queen Bee Radio Skycam. Right now looking at mostly clear skies in this part of Grant County. Also clearing skies in Madison on the WISC-TV Skycam. As I mentioned, about 15 degrees below where we should be for this time of year, and will be cooler overnight with temperatures dipping into the mid 40s. Right now those temps are solidly in the middle 50s, 55 in Madison, 54 in Monroe, and 57 right now in Lone Rock. As far as high temperatures go, we'll be definitely cooler than normal tomorrow, although we will get the sunshine back, so a big improvement in the weather department, even though we're only kind of moving up 5 degrees in the high temperature department. And as we get into the weekend and into next week, warmer temperatures are on the way. We'll be near 80 by the middle of next week, by this time, actually, next week. Overnight, as I mentioned, dipping into the mid 40s, clearing and definitely cooler outside. On future track, we notice that we're starting out with the sunshine tomorrow. I think a lot of sunshine is in store for southern Wisconsin tomorrow, with highs in the upper 60s, closer to 70 degrees. Maybe some spots a little bit of a northwesterly breeze at times, but we'll take it over the forecast today when it comes to the weather tomorrow. Then we do have a chance of seeing some showers and storms on Friday, and as we head into Saturday, As we take a look at your 10-day forecast for Father's Day, I do think that there is a slight chance of maybe a few raindrops early on Father's Day, but by the afternoon and evening, we should get some dry periods in there for any outdoor plans that you might have with Dad. Temperatures in the mid-70s. We're near 80 as we head into the start of the work week next week. Should be dry on Monday and Tuesday for some showers and storms set up for the middle and end of next week.
All right, Dave, thank you.
Thanks, Dave. In sports, the Packers defense has got a little catching up to do before the end of minicamp. Kevin will explain why that's not really a bad thing. That's next.
Rain screwed up everything at the state baseball tournament. 2 of the last 3 games had to be moved from tonight to tomorrow morning in Grand Chute and Appleton. Hit the WIAA website for the latest updates. And we did sneak in the Division III semis tonight, just underway at Fox City Stadium. Marcasan taking on Ozaki. That's Ozaki right-hander Brent Hoffman dealing. Shane Ryan, Hornets righty, matching the effort. Bottom of the 3rd now. We are tied at 0. Winner gets Stratford tomorrow for the state title. Division IV semifinals. Mineral Point taking on Belmont. They dodged the rain. Top of the 1st. Pointer defense. How about some strike 'em out, throw 'em out action? Justin Baylor, the throw, but Isaac Lindsay, the acrobatic tag, fist pump, inning over. Bottom of the 1st. Lindsay doing it at the dish. Going the other way. RBI single scores Liam Stumpf. 2-0 Mineral Point, and we play some small ball to perfection. Curtis Cox, safety squeeze, works. Pointers win 6-2. They're 28-0. They get 30-0 Webster in tomorrow's title game.
I think that today with our defense and also our ability to play small ball really got us the win today. And doing just the little things right always gets the win for us. So even though we didn't hit the ball the best, we still got the win.
But this year, expectations were high, and the boys have done everything that we've asked them to. We're extremely proud, and we can just tell that the determination and the focus in their eyes that they want this, and hopefully tomorrow they can go get it.
The Packers wrapping up mandatory minicamp tomorrow, but they won't have a Thursday practice. It'll be a private team activity. That might be good for the Pack's offense. By all accounts, and remember, we're not allowed to shoot everything, the defense is getting the best of the offense when they go 11 on 11. But when you're talking about this stuff on June 12th, that scenario isn't the worst thing in the world.
I like that they're doing well. And when they're doing well, you're going against very good players doing well. So to me, it's only benefiting us going against them when they're confident and comfortable in their scheme and they're doing everything that they want to do.
Makes sense just from the standpoint of they have a whole new scheme they're putting in. We finally get a second year, get to be comfortable within Coach Penn's scheme and that type of thing. But yeah, it feels good to get wins.
Astros going for a 2-game mini sweep of the Brewers at Minute Maid Park. 1-0 Crew. Yasmani Grandal going to double the lead in a hurry. His 15th makes it 2-0 Brewers, and the Brewers down one. Eric Thames, how about some 2-out, 2-strike production? Opposite field style. Ties the game at 3. That's where we are right now, going to the top of the 12th in Houston. Cubs play today in Colorado, trying to avoid a sweep. Kyle Schwarber swings, makes contact, and admires a second deck shot. Cubs win 10-1. Cole Hamels drove in 2 runs and improves to 6-2 this season. 2 sexiest words in sports. Game 7, Blues versus Bruins in Boston. Blues on the attack. Ryan O'Reilly deflects it home in the first period. That made it 1-0. And Jordan Binnington, the story of the Blues playoffs. 32 saves tonight, a rookie record 16th playoff win. If the earth shakes, it's because they're partying in St. Louis. They win it 4-1. Their Charlotte's de l'Este stand up. Woo! First ever Stanley Cup title. Party on. We're back after this.
Final check with Dave.
Yeah, we have some showers wrapping up for some of our eastern counties tonight. I do think that sunshine returns in full tomorrow. Highs will be in the upper 60s, so a little bit cooler than normal, but a big improvement compared to what we experienced today. We're in the 70s for the weekend with some more showers and storms possible. Should be dry by the time we get to next Monday.
If Charlotte's not here tomorrow, it's because she's celebrating the Stanley Cup in her
Gloria!
native St. Louis.
I'm just glad that both teams had fun.
Have a good night.